It's Monday. It's time for the weekend recap. I'll do a quick run to check a lockbox that apparently is not working. Although I suspect that the agent was at the wrong building, because that happens. So it's the 30th of October. It's 10:30 a.m. It's a beautiful day again. The weather's been fantastic the last week. A little cool. I'm embarrassed to admit that I'm chilly, having come from Northern Illinois and dealing with harsh, bitterly cold winters my entire life, and then moving to Texas and feeling like it was summer year-round. After 6 years in Texas, now at 54 degrees, I'm chilly, but I still refuse to wear a coat or a jacket. So I'll just wear my t-shirt and be cold. So good weekend, productive weekend. Productive and lazy at the same time. I did some of the things that I needed to do and blew some things off. And I was perfectly fine with that. Kind of an indulgent weekend too, and the scale reflected that when I got up this morning. Hopefully some of that is water retention and will flush out here in a day or so because of the amount of sodium that I had over the weekend. Had some really good food though over the weekend. Surprisingly, Pizza Hut. I've avoided pizza. I don't eat it very often. One of my favorite pizzas is Pizza Hut Meat Lovers Pan Pizza. Rhonda doesn't care for it, so we don't get it very often. When we do get pizza, it's usually something else, or we go with something that's a little bit higher up in one of the local places, which is fine. But that's one of those guilty pleasures like McDonald's chicken nuggets that I almost never eat, but really, really like. And Saturday night, it was supposed to drop down into the 40s, low 40s overnight, ended up getting down into the low 30s, and just thought it was a perfect night for a fire in the fire pit outside, and lit the fire and sat outside and had some beers and just watched the fire and looked at the stars in the sky, and it's fantastic. Fantastic night. But we didn't do any grocery shopping because we took care of some of our automotive tasks. Both cars were ready for oil changes, and since we don't like any of the dealerships in San Antonio that we've been to, and we've had good experience at Bluebonnet in New Braunfels, we still drive up to New Braunfels every time we need service. I'm sure there's places in town that are good. We just haven't come across them, and we've been happy with Bluebonnet. We purchased a vehicle from them, probably purchase future vehicles from them. So we take the extra time to drive up there and wait 2 hours to get an oil change rather than go someplace here in town. And Jeep needed some extra service, so I had blown that off the last 2 times. We went ahead and got all that done. So it cost us a little bit of money over the weekend, but as far as vehicle maintenance and upkeep, I feel good about what we're doing and maintaining that. So positive weekend, but took quite a bit of time. So by the time we were done and got back into town, and we were hungry because we hadn't eaten breakfast, and it was past lunchtime, and we ate lunch, and then it was my obligatory weekend nap. It was late in the day, so we didn't do any grocery shopping, and then I started the fire, and then we got decided to order pizza because I didn't buy anything to make for dinner that night, and I didn't feel like defrosting anything, and honestly I was just craving pizza. And it was one of the most satisfying and fulfilling meals that I've had in weeks. And I've had some good food in the last couple of weeks, especially coming back from Orlando and being out to eat as many times as we did, and some of the fantastic experiences we had there. But when it comes to just deep enjoyment of something, that pizza was it. And no guilt about it. It was good. But it was a great night, and got up yesterday morning, and I had planned hopefully to knock out some writing of this chapter for Joe Vitale's new book, and I was successful with that as well. So it started off on Friday. I had a call with the I don't know if she's a publishing manager, book manager, what her official title is, but she's the contact person for this book process, and we have been corresponding via email for a couple of weeks while getting started on this. done and out of the way. Very satisfying knowing that I had whittled another hour off of the 14 hours that I had left to do on my classes. Again, satisfying. Getting up and writing my chapter Sunday morning, very satisfying, and sitting down Sunday afternoon and scratching off another hour of my necessary classes. Good, just a very good, productive weekend, and I still felt like it was kind of a lazy weekend. We got a lot done, but we didn't really do any of the grocery shopping. We didn't do any menu planning for the week, and I still felt like it was a very fulfilling and productive weekend. And I was able to take 2-hour naps both days in a nice warm heated bed with the windows open while it was cool outside. It was good. Everything was good. And again, having a good weekend puts me into a good mood coming back in on Monday morning and back into dealing with the everyday intricacies of property management. And now we're creeping up on the halfway point of the first day back, and I feel like something changed, and it's a change in the cycles, a change in the seasons is very obvious, but I feel like something for me internally after my birthday, which is my anniversary, is always a big change associated with that, but the trip to Orlando and now being involved in this Joe Vitale book and writing my own book and continuing to put together these videos and process those. Another thing, I had like 13 videos that I had processed over the last few weeks that I had not gotten around to uploading, and I did that Saturday night intermittently while I was sitting out at the fire. I'd come in and start one going and go sit by the fire and then come back and send the next one, and so I'm up to date on that. Every video that I've had that was processed is now uploaded and on, and I feel like interesting. I feel like a star waiting to be recognized, and that really gives me this sense of excitement, and I can't really even explain how much it is motivating me right now. We're watching these reality shows that come on every season, so Dancing with the Stars and The Voice are ones that we've been watching for the last several years, and you're watching these people in context of The Voice, individuals that are performers that are chasing their dreams and reaching their goals and their desires, and I'm seeing the same thing in myself. I'm seeing myself coming more into contact with like-minded individuals almost every day, whether it's through my social media accounts or just things that are coming about and natural synchronicity in my everyday life. I'm finding myself becoming associated more and more with like-minded individuals, which is helping me to move forward. It's helping me to advance my will and my desires and pursue my dreams, and I feel this whole weekend has just been like on the edge of my seat, anticipation, like at any minute now someone's going to recognize me. I'm going to be recognized for what I have to offer and what I've done so far, and it's going to propel me into that position that I to my destination and follow up on what I need to, and then head back to the office for my birthday lunch. It's been a couple weeks since my birthday, but today's my turn. So I'm looking forward to that. Picked out a nice Italian restaurant. Been craving Italian food. And my Pizza Hut pizza does not count. There's Italian food, even though it was fantastic. So that's it.